the books that I would say changed my life was The Alchemist, right? And I've read it
Yes.
at least 20 times, at least, right? And the first time I read it was in 2015. And so what ended up happening is that it became that that audiobook I would just put on to zone out. When I was on Rhythm and Flow, I wasn't in none of the little social circles backstage. They was battle rapping the whole time. I was in my zone,
Went in
right?
your zone.
And so, but what I love about it is that it captures so many gems, so many life lessons and principles, and so many quotes and spiritual principles. And when I read it, I was like, dang, I can, as an educator, I can appreciate this. As somebody that's already pursuing my dreams and goals, I can appreciate this. But is this in the language of the youngsters that need it the most, right? And so that's the challenge of rap.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to preach to the crowd. I could easily just be pure conscious, right? But to dig deep and actually take somebody that's from a place where they don't believe in themselves, they don't see no hope, and they don't give a fuck, and then take them into a world where it's like, oh shoot, I see myself in a different light and from another perspective. You got to show a little bit of the part of you that questioned you or fucked up or don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to see that.
They got to see it and feel it.
The contrast. So when I wrote the book, it was like, how can I capture all those same spiritual guiding principles and perspectives while telling the story, because it don't feel like it's just easy to read. The book reads itself.
Wow.
Like, I think when people pick it up, they won't put it down and they're going to share it with everybody. It's gonna take on a life of its own.
Come on, man.
So,
damn,
excited
you know what I'm
about it.
saying? You got author, artist, composer, drummer.
He said drummer.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's
not around drummers. I ain't a drummer around drummers. I'm a drummer in my space.
But you can drum.
I can drum, and I can hold a beat.
And let's give a shout out to your brother, Sir, man.
Big love.
I love seeing, you guys have your, obviously your chemistry and stuff, and you seem to want to work together whenever you can, you know. How did you guys say, yo, man, let's just do our music together?
So we were signed as early as like 10, 11, and 12. Like, we were signed to DreamWorks Records under Gerald Busby, rest in peace. He also was
head of he was the president of Motown at one point.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I know Gerald.
And he was instrumental in Boyz II Men's career.
Oh, yeah.
And all. So, incredible dude, and he believed in us. Like, he really, really had our back, and we were at Randy Gill's house getting voice lessons, Johnny Gill's brother, and in the studio. Next door to like Brandy and Ray J in the studio, like we were being groomed, and he got sick and passed. We got dropped and had a normal childhood, thank God,
God.
And so, but it's always been the Ferris brothers working on music together. It just took different forms. When I was 13, my uncle dropped off a whole studio setup because he was like, I'm getting all new shit. And so he gave us an MPC computer. I'm talking about, he gave us 10 grand worth of shit.
Stop.
And I promise you, we destroyed it. But it was our, I'm talking about the speakers, we blew them out. like the computer, we was saving all the shit to the computer. So
and the computer just crashed.
It's like he was trying to teach us, but we learned on that. But it wasn't that everything went out at the same time. We replaced it, this, that, and the other, and we stayed doing it. So to this day, all three of us can engineer ourselves. With whatever you hear on Sir's project, he mixed. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you hear on my project, I recorded my vocals.
Wow.
Davion, the same thing. So it was never like, it's you and me, now let's get together. It's like, that's how we came up. But when Sir, we just had a long journey. I got on at 33. You know what I'm saying? Sir got on in his late 20s, and we had hard times, like sleeping on blow-up beds at my storefront. Like, I'm upstairs, you on a blow-up bed with your wife. Right. You know what I'm saying? So grinding and staying down. And so when he got signed to TDE, he was like, I was like, bro, I looked him in his eyes like, look, bro, this is yours. Don't feel obligated to put nobody on. Kick the motherfucking door open. Do you? I was in the classroom. I knew how to pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing drums at the church, teaching, and still putting out content and still doing events for local artists. Like, still working with like Terrace Martin, Robert Glasper, then pulled up to my like local stuff. Alex Isley, Kenyon Dix. So we was in the community because I'd also, mind you, written songs for other artists. I had an ASCAP award with Jaheim and stuff. So best advice I could give Daryl was like, this is you. And Sir is Daryl. And he did exactly that. Like, and even when I did come around, like, is it time? Can I get that feature? He was like,
hey, yo, bro, can I get that feature though?
What's up?
You know we family.
He was like, he said, of course you can.
Yes.
But at this point in time, it's not gonna do nothing for you. Like, and I didn't understand because from our perspective, you get signed to TDE, you own, right? But it's levels to everything, you know. He showed me there was a group text with everybody on there from Dot to Absol, you know, to Schoolboy,
right.
You know, everybody was on there, you know. And he said, "Hey, y'all, I got this show coming up," you know, because when they first signed him, it's like we want you to look independent. We'll support on the back end. Right. We want the story to read.
Be independent.
Sir comes out of nowhere, bust. Then he signs to TDE when we already signed you.
Right.
Right. So he's still doing shows at very small venues. So he hits Dot and them like, "Hey man, I got the show over here at this little venue on boom boom boom. Mm-hmm. If y'all available, you know, y'all pull up."
Pull up.
These niggas held no punches. Like, nigga, what the fuck I look like pulling up over there? Like, they gave him the little homie treatment. He showed it to me like, these niggas clowning right now, right? Because we're still roommates. And so...
I love these stories.
But the beauty of it is, like, I got to see what it really looked like. Man. Nobody sees that. Nobody sees the actual journey of it. You know, we opened up for Kendrick long before Sir got signed to TDE at Whiskey A Go-Go when Kendrick was doing shows in front of 1,000 people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To us, that was huge because it was packed out, it was bursting at the seams, but it was 1,000. Kendrick performed in front of 60,000 and numbers just crazy. Like Beyonce brought Dot out. You know what I'm saying? So, that Sir getting signed, the better, instead of him giving me a feature, the best thing he did was like,
give you the game.
Come on tour with me. He took me on tour when he was opening up for Miguel. So I'm talking about we the opening act, carrying the keyboards. I'm playing keys behind him. Right. My dumb ass brought an 88 key weighted Yamaha Motif ES8. And I'm talking about the heaviest keyboard. And
known to man.
And when you travel that many cities, you have to have a hard case. The case is heavier than the keyboard because it got the metal all around it.
You're probably walking around with
a 100-pound one side dumbbell, like
one side of your body more built than the other.
Bro,
you're carrying this
halfway, you gotta set it down.
Like, your one shoulder big as hell, bro.
Nigga, no, you gotta set it down, step over that bitch, and grab it on the other side.